It's a cold winter day in Windsor, Ontario. My name is Jordan Greer. I'm an ex-criminal. And I just want to tell my testimony to get it out there to as many people as possible. I never called on Christ. He called on me, and I was delivered by the blood of the Lamb. And I've witnessed many demons come out of me, and by deliverance, I mean a full-blown exorcism. I've seen this with my own eyes. I witnessed this with my own ears. And when this happened to me, I was radically reborn. And immediately, about 20 people that I know gave their life to Jesus Christ because they knew who I was and they knew that this isn't possible. Some of them asked me if it's drugs, and they were kind of skeptical, but after seeing me for a little bit and they realized that drugs have nothing to do with it, they gave their life to Christ as well. The supernatural was very real. It's right under our noses. It's alive and active. And even Christians deny what is going on in the spirit, but there's weapons that are formed against us every day, and we have a choice to say yes or no. And every time that you say yes, you basically gave another milestone in your life to the devil. And that's why the Bible says, resist the devil and he will flee from you. I started off as a petty drug dealer many years ago, and I continued to build this small empire of mine until I was well known in what I do. And it caught the attention of some, let's say, high profile people. And eventually these people took me and a couple other friends to dinner, and they were dropping money like it was just paper. And they asked me if I wanted to come out of town and work for them. And I'm not going to go into small details of who these people are or what it was, but it was a criminal organization. And the reason for that is because these people are still around and still doing what they do, and I don't want to cause problems for my family or those who are around me. So they asked me if I wanted to come out of town and work for them, and I said no, because I was making good money right here. So I continued to do what I do, and they stayed in touch. They gave me this phone where a close friend of mine who I did work with, we contacted each other on this, but they added me into this encrypted phone of theirs, and they never really talked. They never really popped up. But every now and then they'd say, hey bro, how's it going? I'd say, I'm doing good. I'm chilling, you know what I mean? And this is what I mean, how the devil will come to you in milestones, and each time you say yes, you give yourself to him a little bit more. So a couple, let's say, not a couple, about 8 months down the road, things got rough. It got dry, and the work that I was doing kind of slowed down, and I had some women trouble. And it was bad. I broke up with a girlfriend. I ended up going to stay at my mom's house. And I remember sitting in a bedroom and thinking to myself, like, man, is this life? Like, life is so hopeless. Is this all it was? And this phone that he gave me, it began to buzz. So I looked down at it, and it was him texting me, and he said, hey bro, how's it going? I said, not good, man. Just broke up with my girlfriend. He said, bro, you know, women do that. I'm like, yeah, true. He said, what do you say? You want to come work for me now? I'll put you in a big house and put you on some nice wheels. I said, what do I got to lose? So he came and talked to me. He drove 4 hours just to talk to me. He said, come work for me. Come stay by my side, and I'll treat you good. You'll get connections, all the smooth talk. So I ended up going out of town and working with him. I was their dog on a leash for years and years. And I started to become colder and colder. I started to do stuff that I never thought I would. I became a person that, and I won't say that I was a good person, because obviously I wasn't a good person, but I became a person that I didn't recognize. My emotions, my feelings became numb. I was cold, and I began to hear this voice that was in my head. And whenever this voice would come, it would coach me and fuel me into doing bad things. Whenever they offered me a job to do and it was too bad, my conscience would kick in and I would say, no, I can't do that, man. You got kids, you got people around you, you don't want to go to jail, you don't want to die. And this voice would pop up. What are you, soft? Come on, bro. I thought you were a gangster. Don't you want to make this money? So I'm like, yeah, I am a thug. And I would end up doing this. And I didn't know this was demonic, but when I would do these certain jobs, I remember my vision would turn into tunnel vision and I would hear myself breathing, but it was like something else was doing the job for me. So a couple years went by doing this. I had no more feeling. Everyone around me thought I was a sociopath. Everyone thought I was crazy or something. I had no joy. I had no happiness. All I knew was anger. All I knew was work. I would sit inside a condo in Toronto, and sometimes I wouldn't use my voice for 3 to 4 days. All I did was wait for that call and do what I had to do. And fast forward all that, I was sitting in a garage in a $2 million home with a Mercedes parked outside, and I'm thinking to myself, life is hopeless. I just had no joy. I had no feeling. I had no emotion. I felt empty and lost. So this voice that once would tell me that I'm the man, it began telling me, bro, just kill yourself. Why? Why continue living? Just do it. I remember taking a deep breath. Okay, I'm gonna do it. So I start to walk to where I kept some artillery, and I heard another voice. It was a more authoritative voice. It was a louder voice, and it said, just pray. And I remember saying to myself, I don't even know how to pray. I felt like I was crazy. I felt like I was losing my mind. And I remember thinking, say the name Jesus, like Grandma used to tell you. And I can feel the word literally ball up in my throat, and it wouldn't come out. It just wouldn't come out. And I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know it was demonic. I didn't understand. So I called my mom, who was the only Christian that I knew at the time. And I said, Mom, can you pray for me? And she said, I'll have my pastor call and pray for you. So I hung up the phone, and he ended up calling me, and he said, do you want prayer? And I said, yes. So he ended up praying for me on the phone, and he said, you'll have rest tonight. And soon as he hung up, out of my own mouth, a voice started talking to me, and it said, no, please don't. We'll be better. So I thought I was losing my mind. I thought I was crazy. I said, what am I doing? Wasting my time on this prayer stuff. Just go check yourself into a mental hospital. You're not good. I went and parked in a 24-hour store parking lot because this voice was talking to me all night, and I thought I lost my mind. And it kept saying to me all throughout the night, please don't find God. We'll be better this time. So the next day came, and I tried to play it off, but I felt like gravity was heavier. So I ended up telling my mom I'm coming there. And when I got into the car, that same voice began talking to me again. Please don't do it. Don't go. As I was driving there, I remember I was blacking out. I would come to, and I'd be in a different spot. My steering wheel would be jerking. I had to have got there by the power of God, because it felt like I was just waking up in and out of consciousness. And I almost even crashed outside my mom's house. And she came out, and I remember I was looking at her, but I was saying whatever this demon was speaking through me. And she looked at me kind of creepy. She told me afterwards that she can tell that that wasn't her son. And as soon as she opened the door, a dark energy poured out of the car. So I don't know how, but I must have been blacking out. But I looked up, and the pastor was walking past the car. My mom told me that she pocket dialed him, to let him listen to what was going on in the car. And he left to work to come. And he walked up on the side of the car and he sat in the back seat. And he said, "Son, do you want me to pray for you?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Repeat after me." He had me say the sinner's prayer. Him and my mom laid their hands on me and they began to pray for me. When they prayed for me, it was like something pushed me into my seat so that I couldn't get up. And I remember just having an out-of-body experience where I was not there. I can hear what was going on, but I was mentally somewhere else. So I seen the brightest light that I ever seen in my life. It was like somebody took 2 light bulbs and put them in my eyes. And I felt the most love, joy, peace, and happiness that I ever felt in my life. It was like, I can't explain it with human words, but I knew in my spirit that this was God. It was like I never felt anything like it. It was like I stepped in heaven, and I've still to this day never felt anything like it. But that moment, I say I was touched by God because it changed me. And as that was happening, I can feel something crawling out of my stomach and out of my throat. And when that happened, I can hear myself roaring in the car. It was like a roar that didn't belong to me. It was an animalistic roar where I know that I can't roar like that by myself. And that roar tormented me for weeks because it came out of me. And as this was going on, I can hear what was happening, but I was still in this heavenly place where I was just feeling this love and joy. And I heard a voice whisper in my ear, and it said, "Son, I exist." So when I came back to, I remember immediately I was in worship. I was praising the Creator. I was crying and saying, "Oh God, oh my God, oh my God, oh God." I was in a state of worship. And when all that faded, it immediately hit me that something just came out of me. And I began crying and I was saying, there was a demon in me. There was a demon in me. And I was radically reborn because I immediately had a heart of flesh. In the Bible in Jeremiah, it says, "I will take your heart of stone and make it and give you a heart of flesh." And this happened to me in real time. It was just a feeling that changed my life forever. I was touched by God and you can never go back. And immediately, like my life flashed before my eyes when you, like they say it happens when you're dying, but I actually did die. I died, the old me died and the new me lived. And that, before that moment, all the people I ever hurt, all the bad things I ever did, all the wrong, all the wretched and evil things I did flashed before my eyes, and I can feel the pain of everybody I ever hurt or the things I ever done to people. And I began to weep and cry because I had remorse and empathy and sympathy for the first time in so long. And I can feel this all like a rush. And I immediately knew that I could not go to that lifestyle that I once was in. And I was baffled. I wasn't me. It felt like I woke up out of a coma for years and years and years. And how did I get myself into this? And where have I gone? And what have I done? And I knew that I was in a criminal organization. And how am I going to get out of this? And I just began to pray, and the Lord delivered me. And that's some of my testimony of how my life changed into who I am today. And there's a lot more that happened after that, but I don't want to steal all you guys' time. I just thank you all for listening to my testimony. God bless you. Pray for me and I'll pray for you. And I thank you all, and I want you to come on this journey with me and continue to inspire me and motivate me. And I ask for you all to tune in and let me push this message out, because in Revelations 12, it says that we were all overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Okay, so God bless you. I hope you continue tuning in, and I'll have more. Leave in the comments what you guys want me to expound on, if you want me to tell the rest of my testimony, and I'll put that video out for you. Okay, God bless you. I love you all, and enjoy your day.